Curtis A reached out to me, said make a theme song for my show. Said alright, just give me all the details, man. And my homie says he don't know. Well, if you're gonna pay me big bucks, cause I might should have something to say. He said, you know what I bring, I'm the customizing king, nothing else matters anyway. So is he gonna have guests? I don't know. Is he gonna go live? I don't know. What time will it be? What will you see? I'm pretty much in the dark, but I can guarantee he'll be customizing action figures, getting paint all on his fingers. It's art by Akerman. It's art by Akerman. Tips and tricks and conversation, sharing his gift with every nation. It's art by Akerman. Art by Akerman. You best get ready, cause now it's time for Art by Akerman.
All right, welcome back, folks, to another Mod Squad Art by Akerman crossover. Because Jeremy is not live, so we are stealing his time slot. Tanya, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited to actually be sitting down and painting.
Were you getting the itch since you weren't able to make Mod Squad Saturday?
I wasn't able to make Mod Squad Saturday and then ended up on Sunday almost all day getting the airbrush out and doing my priming. So I feel like I want to pick up a brush. An airbrush is not the same as a brush. So I really wanted to pick up a brush. So I'm super excited.
Nice. We got Alan here of Vine Jungle Figure Factory. Alan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. If I was any better, I'd be twins.
Nice. We'll see what we're all working on. I will go to myself first. And I'm gonna have a little ADHD brain. I've got like 5 projects, so I have no idea what I'm gonna be working on. I have these dire haggis that I started the other day. So I need to finish up the mouth and the eyes and do a little bit more dry brushing on the big one and the little one. I've got a head here that I was going to paint in some Century colors, thanks to the paint match from Eric Miller. Yes, folks, I know that it's folk art, and I know there's more expensive paints out there, but this is what he recommended, and that's what I'm going to use.
Wow.
I've got this icy base that I'm going to probably do some work on. And I've got this Stargate that I started the other day that I need to add a little bit more liquid green stuff to, do a little bit of sanding on it before I start painting. So several different projects, not sure what all I'm going to get done, but that's what I'll be working on. Tanya, let me small and me. What you got going on?
So, I am working on another Mercurian. I'm super excited about this one. And yeah, so a lot of his stuff sitting out. We're going to be doing some detail work and some, making this look good.
I used that head on a 4-armed guy that I made.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That's a good head.
Yeah, it's a great head. I love that head.
Awesome. And then Alan, I'm just going to guess, Beastman?
No, not Beastman.
Okay.
A Snake Mountain themed troll.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Painting this head today.
That's nice.
Well, I've got this one.
Did you sculpt that?
No, it's complicated. I got a digital file and it didn't look mean enough, so I made it meaner.
Gotcha. So you modified it.
I modified this. I did not do the original sculpt.
Gotcha.
And this one is like 10% smaller, and I'll probably have to paint both so I know which one I like.
Yeah, I've done that where you have to have 2 different sizes and test them and see which. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what we got out there in the chat. Looks like we got Freaks Figures here. Welcome, Freaks. We got Megs is here. Says she wishes she could stay, but I believe it's like 2 o'clock in the morning or something.
Hello, Megs.
We got artist formerly known as Twizzler19, Jeremy Govier. We got William Husted here. Alan is in the chat and on the screen, pulling double duty. We got Darla Akerman here. I do know her, but she is not up here. She's downstairs. Let's see who else. We got Bill Veras. Ty is here. Welcome, Ty. We got Guaisagüe Echevarria. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for the congratulations. We did announce that our grandbaby is here, so Darla and I are officially grandparents now.
That's great.
Yeah. We got J Mac here and Blake, aka Recon Rage. And then Tanya, I think you might know this guy, Kevin McCoy.
Maybe? Sorry, talking to my son. Hey, honey.
Exactly. Hi, honey. And Michael Morales. So that is everybody that's out there. So thank you for tuning in. We may have some more folks jumping in. We'll see. Didn't get confirmations from a couple people, so I'll just kind of be on the lookout and see if they show up backstage. So, how's everybody doing?
So I'm in the haunted house business.
Mm-hmm.
And many, like a lot of the times when I tell people that, they say, what do you do the other 11 months out of the year?
Right.
Like they just assume that like it just pops up out of nowhere. Today was a day of just a bunch of math, so that wasn't fun. But yeah, it's this is a very busy time of year. We're coming up on a very special Valentine's Day because it's Friday the 13th, followed by Saturday the 14th. And a lot of haunted houses are open. My haunt will be open, and we're getting all the details done with that. We're in the middle of switching ticketing companies, which kind of, you know, is you got to dot your I's and cross your T's with all those.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that.
Very cool. I'm excited to see you in a couple months here in St. Louis.
Oh yeah, that's always a fun show to go to.
Yeah, that'll be a great time.
That is, see, I always have to explain my whole freaking life. The show's name is Trans World, which it sounds like it's for something else, but it's you know, back when trans just meant the whole country, and so it is a Halloween and attractions show, Halloween haunted attractions show, business to business show for people in the Halloween industry.
Yep.
And Curtis came and visited while I was there and got to see a little bit of the show.
Yeah, it was wild. It's like a whole different culture that I wasn't even aware existed.
Just as many black t-shirts as Legion's Con. But okay, I think I got this guy cleaned up.
Well, and not only was there a huge thing of like, you know, scary Halloween type stuff, but it also had a huge section of Christmas stuff, like the biggest Christmas display I've ever seen.
Yeah, lots of Christmas. And that's because if you have a property and you're doing a seasonal event, you know, you probably want to do a second seasonal event. And, you know, the Christmas people are getting into Halloween now, and the Halloween people are getting into Christmas. I'm looking at doing a Christmas show myself.
Oh, nice. But a scary Christmas show?
Nope. Normal, kid-friendly Christmas show with a train.
Okay.
Blake is asking if you will be at Monster Palooza in Pasadena.
I've always wanted to go to Monster Palooza, and normally I don't get to go because of the time of year that it is. It's normally at a time of year. There's one in September, and there's one that I think is in May, and both of those I'm always very busy during that time. Boy, painting. I was thinking that, man, I'm going to ace this head because it's so much bigger. But
Yeah.
I still got to paint inside of his stupid mouth.
There are pros and cons to painting big and small things.
Yeah, you can really see inside of his mouth. I can't just fudge it.
Guay, who is a big Supernatural fan, says that you need the Winchesters. So
Consistently. That's one where all the time I'll see a newspaper headline and I'd be like, if the Winchesters saw this, they would go investigate that. Because that doesn't sound like it's true or right. And I think that DFW has more than our fair share of that.
G told me that the Winchesters have ruined horror movies for him because, he knows that they would take care of the bad guy in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. And probably find a hot waitress along the way. See, what I got away from that show was a deeper love of pie because Dean likes pie.
I think I walked away with a love for Chevy Impalas.
Yeah, that's a cool looking car.
You just said you just became his best friend.
Hooray! Hey, I was fighting for Team Cheeseburger over pizza last time. So
you were. That's true.
And my whole thing on that is that eating pizza, that has to be all that you're doing. You're not going to get anything done while you're eating pizza. Like fresh, hot pizza, it needs 2 hands of support. Even if you fold it, you still got to be on standby with the other hand and a napkin. And a cheeseburger, I could probably frame a house while walking around with a cheeseburger. They're contained food.
Now, I just think that depends on how good the cheeseburger is. Because if the cheeseburger is really good, it's going to be messy.
I don't know that that's a requirement.
It's not a requirement. But if it's going to be good.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a good cheeseburger that wasn't messy.
Right.
I will say the best cheeseburger I've ever had in my whole life was at Loco Coyote in Texas. The place happened to be on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, but it was after I went there. And it was like I remember this cheeseburger. I have forgotten almost everybody that I went to high school with, but I remember this cheeseburger.
Oh, that's awesome.
We were in South Dakota, and somebody said, you got to go here and try a cheeseburger. And it was literally in the middle of nowhere. And it was just a little dive, a little, I don't know, like a motorcycle joint or whatever.
That's exactly what Loco Coyote was.
And it is the best cheeseburgers ever. Kevin, you may be able to remember the name of the place. I don't remember, but it was so good.
I gotta say, I like a good cheeseburger, but I've never eaten a cheeseburger from anywhere that I felt like I couldn't make myself.
Oh. But you don't have to make it yourself.
Correct. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had an amazing cheeseburger that I'm like, I got to go back to this place. I can't think of one place that I've had a cheeseburger that I'm like, oh yeah, man, I wish I had that.
So not replicatable at home is a prerequisite for being amazing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Is that in all things?
Pretty much. We go to this Brazilian place where they bring the meat to your table and stuff.
I am well aware.
Yeah, and whenever they bring the chicken over, we're like, yeah, no thanks. We can have chicken at home. Bring us the other stuff.
We
So.
always, the first one is the chicken wing and pork sausage guy. He always comes to the table first, like at like 10 different places. And I feel so bad because everybody says no.
Yeah. The same with them. There's one guy that comes over with the mixed veggies, and I'm like, yeah, no, come on.
Oh, don't
Get
bring
out of here.
veggies to my table. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Who sent you? My mom? What the
It's
heck?
almost an insult.
It is. That's the dumbest thing. Also, all those waiters have really cool pants with the extra pockets on their belt and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe this is only the places that I'm talking about, but yeah, the Brazilian gauchos. Nice pants.
That's cool. The one we go to has like this amazing grilled pineapple that, oh my God, it's so good.
That's normally your end of meal. They bring that out.
Yeah, that's usually the last thing that we have. I mean, they bring it out. They bring it over throughout the meal, but we usually make sure that's like the last bite that we get is the pineapple. It's a nice palate cleanser.
I've got to paint this guy white first because I'm using the ice troll in order to make his body.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, if I start with this guy being pretty white, then I can, replicate that on the rest of him.
Just so you know, as soon as you said you had to paint something white, Tanya's ears perked up.
You're right about that.
Are you a white fan?
I use white in everything I do, seems like.
This is I base on either white or black.
Yeah.
She's a glutton for punishment.
So at my shop where we make costumes, I have a 15% white tax. If something has to be white, I add 15% to the cost because it's so hard to keep it white in the shop.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Overspray and just you sit on a table like rah, rah, rah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yes, it is. G says he's in search of the best cheeseburger.
Can you think of a good cheeseburger spot in St. Louis?
No, I really can't. It's all chain stuff. I mean, like the most fancy one would probably be like Five Guys, and I think that's super overrated.
It's a decent burger, but it's super expensive. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Me alone eating at Five Guys is normally like almost $40.
Yeah.
We have a little place here called Nick's. It is out in the country, but they have one of the best cheeseburgers. And it is like it's really not expensive. Like it is super, super inexpensive, but it is the best cheeseburger.
I think it was on my mail call on Friday. Somebody said that all of these shows always end up talking about food. I don't know what that is, but somehow we always end up on food.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, it's something we can all relate to too.
Yeah.
And
Twizzler says Lion's Tap is a local place, one town over that does burgers and fries. It's great. And he's up in Minnesota, so.
Okay. My niece moved to one of the tiny northern states. It's either Wisconsin or Minnesota. It's one of those. It's a really cold one. So if it's Wisconsin, then I may go get a burger.
Nice.
I see in the chat that Jeremy has asked if I've had peanut butter on a burger. Yes, I have. I've had a peanut butter banana burger, in Memphis, which was, of course, called the Elvis. And then here, there's a place called Meteor Burger that has peanut butter on it. And it's a pretty good burger. It's peanut butter bacon.
While I'm painting eyes, if you guys could not make me vomit, that would be great. I would really appreciate that.
Peanut butter and banana is good on anything.
Yeah, I just don't know about that.
Okay.
Oh, the place we went to in was called Louie's Burgers and Brews, and that was in South Dakota. Yeah,
Okay.
South Dakota.
This year, I'm going to try very hard to get away with my wife and take her some places. She, like 2 years back, she retired from the fire department, like 30 years,
Oh,
and
nice.
retired in the afternoon, drove 20 minutes north, came to dark hour, and went right to work. So I'm trying to take her some places and do a little bit of running around and, just have husband-wife fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm painting a Snake Mountain troll head. That's what I'm doing. I'm letting my whiteness dry.
And I am painting another Mercurian.
And I am working on a dire haggis right now. Blake says peanut butter and banana is an amazing combo. I've heard that several times, and I just don't think I could try that.
I love it.
So what's with some paints that want to bubble out of the bottle that they're in? Do you have anything that does that?
Like that gets air bubbles in it?
No, it pushes the cap off and foams up
Oh,
out of the
no, I don't have that at all.
Okay, well, I might mix too many things together sometimes.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of that.
But yeah, like this guy was not in this state, and now there's nothing in the container. It all bubbled up out to the outside here and became a rock.
That's crazy.
So what do? Of course, I put it back.
It's not like some sort of fumes or something in there that need to escape, is there?
Probably.
Oh.
Okay, I have to step up so I can get some paint to use.
FYI, So Flat Burnt Umber. One of the best tasting paints I've ever had.
Best tasting?
Oh yeah, it's got a good taste to it.
Ugh.
I mean, you're an expert. I'm not going to say you're using that wrong, but
I mean, I was just trying to get my brush to a straight tip, and I guess I still had some paint on. I was like, "Oh, that's not bad."
So,
Ugh.
for my Snake Mountain troll, there was some like crystal terrain on Amazon, and I bought these, and I'm going to have these guys on his back and kind of
Oh wow,
lighting up. It was
cool.
like $15 for this whole bag. It's meant to be terrain,
Yeah, I like that.
And but they're hollow inside, so
cool.
you can
Like my
really
heart.
get a light in there, and I think that's going to look really cool.
Yeah, that's neat. I like that.
Okay.
Blake said, "I'm not an expert, and I will say he's doing it wrong, Lo." Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
like just pouring it down my gullet, but every now and then you'll get a little taste of paint, and sometimes they're gross. But
And
like contrast paints, man, you want to stay away from those.
if
But
it's
this,
delicious, then
yeah,
maybe you're not doing it wrong.
yeah. I mean, this burnt umber, definitely one of the best ones I've tasted.
Mm.
Just another way for us to promote So Flat paints, Tanya.
Hey, whatever we
On-
got to do. So
On
flat,
their taste
man.
alone.
Yeah.
They are awesome.
I spray painted into a cup. This is a color that I really like for. I'm building a big Snake Mountain right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I use this color a lot on Snake Mountain itself. So I thought I would use it as a good base for the troll, because it's also nice and dark, and I can build up lights on top of it. It is Saint Satin Aubergine.
Mm,
Mm,
It's a good color.
cool.
nice. You got to pay the troll toll.
That and claret wine is another good color for Snake Mountain. If you find yourself by building a room-sized Snake Mountain.
Is that just going to be like a perpetual work, or is there a point where you're going to call it done?
Okay, so I don't tell people my plan so they don't think I'm insane. But I will share with you what my whole plan is, right?
Okay.
It's not a perpetual work, although if a way comes up to improve it, I will. The whole thing is built so I can take it apart and take it to shows.
Right.
So it's built in units, like 4 foot wide and 6 foot tall or whatever. And I made the biggest one so they can fit in my van. But so Snake Mountain is just a stop. What I'm really building is a giant train layout, a G scale train
Mm-hmm.
that covers the dark side of Eternia.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna have, and this isn't in normal Eternia, but I'm gonna have, Hordak's fortress will be there. There will be, there'll be little towns. It's gonna be a giant train display. And at my haunted hayride, which I don't own yet, but I will, I will have like a 20 by 40 building that the train set is in, G scale. Garden scale, G scale is garden scale, and they're meant to go outside. But
Gotcha.
it's pretty much big enough for a couple of Motu figures in the engine compartment, in the engine car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty much big enough for that.
Very cool. Yeah, I know I've seen you work on, like several different segments of it and stuff, and I didn't know if you had like a final goal in mind where you're gonna say to yourself, okay, it's finished, or if it's just one of those like projects that just, you
When
keep adding on and adding on and adding on.
So I have a Google document, and that Google Doc has everything I'm going to build for this train set. And Snake Mountain is just kind of one of the stops, but it's a main stop because Skeletor runs the dark side of Eternia.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this looks so much brighter on screen than it does in person.
Robert Crosser, you do know that these are the recipes that killed Elvis, don't you? That's why I'm not going to try the peanut butter and banana. I don't want to go down like that.
You do
I
you
kinda-
do know that Elvis died from yeah.
I kind of thought it was the speed and methamphetamines that did it.
Yeah, the
I mean, it probably didn't help.
That's probably the least of what did him in. If he'd have kept eating that instead of doing the pills and drugs, he probably would have lived a lot longer.
At least that's what Big Banana Corporation wants you to think.
You say that as a joke, but the number one seller at Walmart every year is bananas.
There you go.
Which I find to be bananas.
Yeah, Big Banana controlling our lives.
Apparently, at one point there was a wild banana plant, but now it's gone, and all we have is our copied banana plants that we've bred to be what they are. And if we lose seeds or something, I don't know. There's a banana problem that people are worried about.
Yeah, I've seen like where they show like what bananas used to look like before they were like genetically engineered and what they look like now, and it doesn't even look like the same plant. It's crazy.
I thought for a second that these horns on this were these horns scanned. They're very close, but they're not.
They're similar. Yeah.
There's some different textures on there.
But it's close enough that people that recognize the original troll are going to like immediately feel like it fits in.
And I'll tell you, I have a troll problem.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my wife pop on here. That's good. I think I bought 3 trolls today.
That is a little bit of a problem.
Well, I have a list of different troll customs that I want to make.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I need trolls for that. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, if you got plans for them, for sure. And I got plenty of figures that I've got sitting here that I don't have plans for, so you know, I can't say shit.
I have a white troll taken apart to become the Kraken, but that doesn't make sense when a green troll already exists. You know,
that would make a little bit more sense, yeah.
If there's paint rub or something. So I got from eBay this guy, who I will take apart. Oh, yeah, who I'll take apart and use him for the Kraken. And then that leaves the white troll body that I will use for this Snake Mountain troll.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
And had I been aware of the stone troll, I would have used that for my troll instead of a Brontus.
Yeah, but Stone Troll is probably a little bit more expensive than Bronus right now because Bronus was released not too long ago.
I bought a Stone Troll today. Yeah. So I got one of them coming.
Good price?
Yeah, actually. I mean, it's still a troll. It's a giant hunk of plastic. So,
right.
You know, it's not $30 or anything, but my wife hasn't popped up. So
you're still good.
You're still safe.
Hey, it could be drugs or porn, you know?
It's true. Or gambling, any of those other vices.
I don't gamble because I own a haunted house. And the big gamble is, will it rain in October? And if it does, I should not have done that.
J-Lo, that is my preferred way to eat waffles and
oh my goodness.
And pancakes And if they don't have peanut butter at the stores, then I don't order waffles or pancakes.
People, I'm painting details here. Okay.
That's a little weird to me, but
It's
okay.
so good. But I can't have chocolate anymore, so peanut butter is like my chocolate.
Mm.
I'm going to have to rewatch this video to remember what I did to this head so that I can repeat that.
Do you redo that?
On the body, because I've got a body to paint.
Mhm.
You know? I've totally done that where I did something live and then I have to go back and say, what did I do? What did I use?
Yep. How did I do that again?
You might see me over showing what I'm using. No one's going to do this, but that way I'll know when I watch this later.
Yeah, when I recently had to remake my Gorilla Grodd, luckily I had taken a lot of pictures on the first one, which helped me to remember what I did for the second one.
Oh, yeah. Yes, and congratulations to Darla and Curtis for your news today. How exciting.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Blake, the one that Alan's painting is going on a troll.
Yeah, that's going to be a Snake Mountain themed troll, which there are several customs out there. Like that head, well, a version of that head is readily available from some sellers to make your own Snake Mountain troll. I'm going to suit mine up a little. I haven't gotten all of the colors in so flat that I want, but so I use a mix of P3 and so flat.
Mm.
So next I've switched to Murderous Magenta from P3.
Ah.
Be a little lighter, and I'll put a little bit of white in that too.
Jay, yes, that works for me too.
Interesting.
Now, if you
that's better than that whole waffle thing you guys were just talking about, I guess.
If that spoon of peanut butter happens to fall into a container of Cocoa Pebbles, you're talking. Oops, I dropped it.
Totally on accident.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't be able to eat that then, so I am just going to keep my spoon out of the Cocoa Pebbles.
I'm pretty sure there's no actual chocolate in Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah.
There is cocoa in Cocoa Pebbles, whether you want to believe it or not.
Have you looked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which sucks.
Everybody with allergies knows how sad their life is, so I'm not going to doubt you.
Yes. Peanut butter and fluff. That was my sister-in-law's lunch every day that she went to school, just about all of her life.
Peanut butter and what?
Fluff, marshmallow fluff.
Okay.
That doesn't sound good for you. I'm allergic to the dumbest thing. I'm allergic to rye, like rye bread.
That's crazy.
So if I go to a restaurant I'm not familiar with, I have to sniff their rolls, make sure there's no rye in them. Which makes me look like a weirdo.
You should
Is that a metaphor?
You should try to be a woman and not be able to eat chocolate. Just saying. You wanna, yeah.
I don't think I could pull off being a woman.
That's like one of the worst things to do to a lady is to make it so she can't eat chocolate.
My wife developed an allergy to strawberries,
Hmm.
which I also thought was terrible.
Yeah, I could see that too. Ooh.
I want anybody watching to know that I'm not here because I'm good at painting. I'm here because I was free tonight and have a camera set up. So don't judge me, yo.
I don't think any of us were claiming that we're good at anything.
I had a friend who would say consistently, I'm really good at blank, blank, blank. I'm really good at blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, why don't you say instead, I really enjoy blank, blank, blank? Because that makes people continue to like you.
That's a good point.
Yep, light purples, mostly pink.
Twizzler says he enjoys your painting and your stories, Alan.
Oh, when I do haunted house actor training, one of the things I tell them is, if you do a haunted house for one season, you will have a lifetime of stories. Crazy things happen. And people are in these raw, like emotional states. And you're messing with them, and life is good. So if I can just keep this from looking like Gonzo, I'll be okay.
How often do you like get hit as like when you're doing those things? Like if you're jumping out at people?
If you do it wrong, then you can get hit. You could get hit on the regular. I know someone who would get hit every other night because he would lead with his face and then leave it there.
Mm.
And you have to get away. The longer an actor is in front of you, the less scary he is, because you get to know him. You know, they're hanging out with you, and you can see that it's not this black shape that came out of nowhere. It's a 5'8" person who's probably 19 in Keds. And once you see that, you're not scared of him anymore. So it's better to get in and get out. And if you
Stick
leave
and
your
move.
head, yeah, if you leave your head hanging there, then you're probably going to get a little tippy tappy.
Tippy tappy.
Okay. I'm really thinking about my color palette here because I don't work in purples a lot.
Purple.
I may have to dip into my third box of brushes.
Dun, dun, dun.
This little guy hasn't given up yet. He's still doing good. Low Fidelity Customs is wondering if KEDs still exist. I don't know.
They do.
I'd imagine that they do.
I don't
But
know
I've
what that
also
is.
been haunting a really long time. This will be my 39th year working in haunted houses.
Wow.
I don't know what that is.
What's that?
I don't know what KEDS is.
It's a type of shoe.
It's a shoe.
Oh, okay.
And they do still exist.
Never heard of them.
Did you ever get a color on your brush and not know what you're going to do with it?
I have to say that I have, yes.
Because I just put this purple on here. I'm like, what am I going to do with this now that I put it on here? And it turns out it's going to be the horn color.
Hey, Terrence, how are you?
Hello, Terrence. Terrence knew me from haunted house stuff before I started doing, well, not before I started doing toy stuff, but before I started this stuff.
Back when you were still on roller skates?
Around that time, yeah. Rollerblading Wolfman of downtown Orlando.
That had to be something to see.
Oh. So many things have, obviously things change, but that whole district that was down there of Church Street Station is pretty much gone. And that was a big tourist spot.
Yeah.
It used to be you went to Disney and it was fun for half a day, you know. Now it's like you got to be there a week or else you can't do what you want to do. Okay. Yeah, 30 years ago, I scared Terrence with a chainsaw. Good times.
All right.
He's getting there. I don't know if I've ever had kangaroo shoes. It's in the chat. Apparently they had a pouch on the side.
Nope, never heard of them.
That makes me think of one of the worst werewolf movies out there. The Howling 3, the marsupials. They were marsupial werewolves. I'm not kidding.
That's awesome.
There was a young lady who was interning at my effects shop. And it was like our first time working with just me and her in the studio. And I was, of course, watching horror movies in the studio while I'm painting masks and stuff. And there is a 10-minute long scene of this marsupial baby kangaroo werewolf thing crawling up and attaching to a teat inside of its pouch. And it was very awkward.
Interesting. Can't say that I've seen that one.
There's some things that you don't want to watch with your parents or employees.
This is true.
Okay. B-Dog is saying, you mentioned about putting a light in one of your items. I want to get a bunch of mini lights that work with batteries without cords. So you can hook up LEDs direct to battery. I'm actually right next to my electronics cart. Do I have any LEDs here? I do. I get like, these are 5mm or 3mm pre-wired LEDs. You get them pre-wired. They've already got this little tail on them. And then you can put this on, I normally use 9 volts because a 9-volt battery will do like 20 of these LEDs. But I do these for masks all the time, for mask eyes. That's why I have this setup here. And you can actually get them on Amazon, pre-wired LEDs, and they're going to be 9 volt or they're going to be 12 volt. And normally I get the 9 volts, and you can buy them like 20 or 30 at a time. They sell them flickering that you can put into torches. I make little torches and stuff for Snake Mountain that I put them in. So they do candle flicker. They come in all different colors. Yeah, but this is it. And then you'll get a, for if you have room for a 9 volt, you don't always have that, but I do in the Troll, these 9 volt caps. So this goes over the 9 volt battery, and then it's black to black, it's red to red. And if you do it the other way by accident, it just doesn't light up. Then you get to flip it. You won't burn out the bulb or anything. Real easy. And putting lights and stuff is cool.
They make little LEDs for fishing bobbers for late at night.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a battery that goes inside of them, and it's all self-contained. And it's like super tiny. So that's an option as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little old school LEDs, but they still work. And then you can get a battery box, but you can also get a button battery. If you get a 9 volt LED, 2 button batteries, you can just hook right up to the LED, you know, and they're easy as pie.
And just like that, we're back on pie.
Let's see.
Terrence, yes, the plan is right now that we will be in Toylanta. We're going to the weekend of the 14th. We'll be in Wilmington for the wedding, and then the next weekend we will be in Muskegon for Muskecon, and the last weekend we will be in Atlanta for Toylanta. Is the plan at this point.
What'd you think about that new figure they showed today?
Oh my gosh. It was so good.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I need somebody to get me one.
Who showed a new figure?
4 Horsemen. They're gonna have one at Toylanta. It's like It's like a Braveheart looking figure.
No, that's going to be at ToyCon, New Jersey.
Sorry, Toy-Con. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Toylanta was the one that was revealed a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that
That's
one's all
the
right. But this one today
military.
was cooler.
I don't know. The one in Toylanta was, I'm super excited about it.
That's pretty cool too. But the one today was like, whew,
Yeah,
man,
it was awesome.
that came out of left field. I wasn't expecting that.
No, but
What did you
it's
like
a good
about it?
one.
I mean, I just did not expect them to do something like that. Like it, I think it's cool just because it's cool. Like it's got like like the soft goods on it, almost like a kilt. And the way that they did the loadout and the paint job, they've got like war paint on the face and stuff. So it just looks really cool, and I was not expecting them to go that direction. So
Yeah, it was not on the bingo card for sure,
no,
but it looks so amazing.
totally.
Cool.
They're making it so if for anybody that lives on the East Coast, you don't want to miss any conventions. You know,
Mm.
every convention's got something.
Yeah. Yeah, the Highlands Warrior. Very cool.
Hmm.
So I have a question about bears.
All right.
I was really like just popping my head up about Mythic Legions when the bear wave was going on and being ordered,
Hmm.
and I did not order it. Is this going to be like other waves where they'll probably have some for sale at Legions Con?
I would imagine so. Yes.
Because more than just turning one into Beastman, there's a lot I think I can do with a bear.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that they're gonna have some of those available.
Bears do poop in the woods.
At least that's what they want you to believe.
That reminds me of my second favorite joke as a child.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of animals in the forest. And the bear says to a little rabbit, "Do you have problems with poop sticking to your fur?" And the rabbit says, "No." So the bear picks him up and wipes his butt with it. That's the whole joke. Remember, I was a kid.
Oh, Alan, you're silly. Oh, wait, I still got you in biggened.
Was I embiggened?
Yeah, I had you in biggened.
Hope I was doing cool stuff. I'm hitting the bottom of a lot of the scales with a shade color. And I'm going to do a highlight on the top of a lot of these scaly bits. That means I've got to do it on the whole freaking troll, but probably look cool.
The troll hole.
The whole troll,
Hmm.
not the troll hole. Order of operations is important.
Hmm.
Like punctuation is important.
Hmm.
In Florida, there was my favorite sign, and it said alligators in big letters. And then it said, "Do not swim here." And is it safe because alligators do not swim here? Or alligators do not swim here.
I think it's talking to the alligators and telling them not to swim
Right, yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah.
That's how I would read it. So if you do see an alligator swimming there, you can tell them off. Like, can't you read, buddy?
Let go of my leg. When you're painting something that's really big, you have the advantage that it's all parts of a whole. And as long as you keep their eye moving around the piece, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. What is harder and more intimidating to me about Legion's figures and painting these little heads is that they're just going to focus on the head. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not time for me to paint red in his mouth, but I want to, so I'm gonna.
You show it who's boss.
Whenever I'm painting inside of the mouth, I remember. So at haunted houses, people always want to help you do, because what you're doing is fun. So they want to help you, but they don't know what they're doing. So there's only so much help they can be. At one point, I needed a bunch of 5-gallon buckets painted black. I forget what I was doing with the buckets, but I'll always remember that every single one, like, I need the whole bucket painted black. Every single person who was doing it started painting the outside of the bucket first. And that's the wrong order of operations, because then you have no way to hold the bucket while you're trying to paint the inside, or you got to wait for it to dry.
Silly
You
gooses.
paint the inside bottom of the bucket, then you paint from the bottom up on the inside, and then you do the outside. And that's what I think of. Like, what do I have to paint now on the mouth in order for me to have the right order of operations?
Makes sense.
Someone is asking, V-Dog is asking about the Motu Classics line, and if I have them. When Motu Classics came out, I was very poor, so I do not have them. At that point, I think it was like 25 or 30 bucks a figure, and that was completely unreasonable. So, yeah, I laugh now. Yeah. So, yeah, when they came out, I could not afford it. I have some pieces from the Motu Classics. I'm not all in on Origins, but I'm all in on Origins bad guys. Like, that's my scale, that's my type. And I have the Classics Griffin that Beastman rode. I have the Classics Megator, who was the big giant. And I have I have a couple classics. That's the moral of the story.
I had a bunch of them, but then about 5 years ago, I guess, we moved into this house, and I had them all packed up. And as I was setting up my collection and stuff, I didn't immediately grab them. And so then about, I don't know, like 8 months later, they were still sitting in the garage. And I was like, I don't know that I missed these. So I just ended up selling them all.
Gotcha.
But by then I was like heavy into the Mondo, which
Right.
is my favorite Motu line. So
It's lovely. Um, but it takes. I'm not going to say it takes dedicated shelf space. Like, Lord, look what I got built over here. But
it definitely takes up shelf space, that's for sure.
and they do
1.6 is not small.
They seem to prioritize good guys.
I don't think so. I mean, recently they have, because they just did Manny Faces and Buzz Off recently. But before that, I mean, they did Faker. They've done like 3 Skeletors or 4 Skeletors, Beastman, Merman, Evelyn,
So,
Trapjaw, and variants of each one.
so I'm the kind of person. Once Skeletor's on my shelf, I don't want another Skeletor right next to him.
Same.
I don't. I want one. Give me one definitive Skeletor, and then how about spend that energy on another figure?
Although I did buy a second Skeletor just to have the battle armor version, because that's my favorite Skeletor.
I buy them all, and then I figure out new heads for them so they can be different characters. So my Skeletor has a large extended family of cousins. And my Skeletor also, he has gone to other universes that he learned about from Anti-Eternia He-Man. And kidnapped, trapped those Skeletors. And that's part of he has a council of Skeletors. So that way I can have all these different weird Skeletors, and I've made it make sense.
Makes sense.
There's a lot of Skeletors.
Oh, yeah.
I might buy the Super 7 Snake Mountain one day. But I have my Snake Mountain, which does make me really happy.
I had one, but I gave it away.
That's I hope that person was grateful.
Oh, I'm sure they were. It was sitting in my garage. I wasn't using it, and they were really looking for one. I was like, well, you can have mine. If it's just sitting in my garage, it's not doing anybody any good. Because I've got this thing, I've talked about this before, where I've got this illness where once something is in my collection, in my mind, it's free because I
Okay.
own it. So there's no cost associated. So if somebody needs one and I'm like, oh, I've got one, here, you can have it. Well, what do you want for it? Nothing. Here it is.
And well, if it's part of your collection, then that's you're using it to be a placeholder for that piece in your collection, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not if it was in my display case, but like if I've got an extra one, because like I usually buy extra for customizing and stuff like that. Or like in the case of this Snake Mountain, like it's just sitting in the garage and I'm not seeing it on a daily basis. Then it's like, oh well, I've got a free one. Here you go.
Okay, I made it through the spot where I was really not in love with what I was doing, and now I'm liking where this is going again.
Nice.
Doesn't always happen, but not uncommon for there to be a period of this is not good.
Sometimes it's got to get ugly to get pretty.
Yeah. Like now that where is it at? And you probably can't even see it. I've highlighted the tops of the scaly bumps and low lighted the bottoms of the scaly bumps.
Mm-hmm.
But well, I haven't hit all the highlights. Only the bottom jaw has been highlighted, but I think that's looking good.
The details are definitely starting to come out. Really?
Yes, I really.
You sure about that?
Freaking amazingly positive about that.
Oh, cool.
I'm not good, I'm tenacious.
There you go. Just don't stop till you're happy.
I don't paint real well, but I am tenacious.
As long as you know what's bad, then you can keep working and learn to just don't stop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tanya and I have talked about this, and it's like you paint one line and you look at it and you go, oh, I made 5 mistakes. And then you cover that up and you go, okay, I fixed all those mistakes, but I made 3 new ones. And then you cover those up and you go, okay, I fixed those mistakes, but I made 1 new one. And you just keep going until there are no more mistakes left, or you're at least satisfied with the mistakes that are left.
Yeah, it's all refining.
Mm-hmm.
There was a master sculptor who posted a tutorial. It was just like a quick walkthrough of his progress, and it
Mm-hmm.
was at his rough out stage is where I would have stopped sculpting and said it was done. And that moment made me realize it's like just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare. It's possible, but it's rare that you do something to an art project and you make it worse. You know.
I don't know about making it worse, but I've definitely gone too far with something and then didn't like the direction I went. Like I had one night that the armor was super detailed and looked really crisp and clean, but I was trying to go for like a dirty, weathered, like frozen look, and so I
Yeah.
frosted it all up and gave it a bunch of scuff marks and all this kind of stuff, and then I was like, oh, I kind of liked it when it was pretty.
I don't like pretty looking knights. I think if their armor should look a little lived in, it should look used. You know that's what I like.
Theoretically, I agree with that. But when I look at them, I tend to enjoy the ones that look a little bit prettier.
I have made a custom of all the evil warriors, which is Skeletor's crew,
Mm-hmm.
and in order to unify them, I gave them all the same wash, like over their paint jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's grimier than I normally go. Normally, I'm pretty clean
Mm-hmm.
with my like painting style, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, it does make it look like they're all in the same world, even though they're so different. And that's pretty grimy. That's better.
We got a few more people. Alberto jumped in. We also got Nikita out there. Welcome, folks. MJ said, I hope you're using good paints, Curtis. I mean, any paints can be good paints if you know what you're doing.
Hey, Nikita, we've been missing you on Saturday mornings, girl.
I'm saying hello to Zulala.
Yeah,
Zulala.
That is Nikita.
Oh, okay. I'm just like, no one said hello to this person, so I'm going to do that. Y'all busting out real names. I work with a lot of spray paint, so I can remember one name for everybody. That's about it.
Oh, MJ, I'm getting ready to use folk art. It's crazy.
Folk art will clog an airbrush faster than anything.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not airbrushing then. All right.
MJ said, my God, do the paint masters know?
So
everyone's a critic.
Curtis, who was the person who recommended the folk art?
Eric Miller.
And who is Eric Miller?
He is an awesome customizer and now paints for the Forestman Studios.
So he probably knows what he's doing.
I would say so, yes. Yes.
Yes. That would be a positive yes.
But there's some Tom, Dick, and Harrys out there that think they know better. So
If he's the man and he says use the folk art, then use the folk art.
this is true.
I'm going to mute myself while I shake paint.
Alrighty.
Probably forget to remute.
Happens to me all the time.
We do that with the heat gun.
Yeah. And then you start talking and then nobody's listening or answering your questions and you're like, what is going on?
Jay is asking what size brush you're using for your line work, Tanya.
This is a Artist Opus Series S and it's a 00. And I believe that I have a 000, but it's not handy, so I'm not using it. Thank you. Yeah. It looks really good from that far away, but once you get it up to that close, then it looks a little bit worse for the wear. That's okay. I am tenacious enough to fix it. That is not ergonomic. No, it is. But when I use the ergonomic, which I do, then I'm always painting down here anyway. And I only use these when I'm doing very, very detailed, like really straight lines. So.
Just got to keep at it.
Yep. But yeah, when I use the ergonomic, I'm usually holding it way down here because I like the control it gives me when I hold it closer to the end.
Yeah, Bill Mancuso told me that because they're using the brushes a lot at the studio.
Yeah.
And he said he's not a big fan of the ergonomic grip. So he holds it down lower so that he can have a little bit more control over kind of spinning it and stuff. So.
Yeah. Now, but when I use the ones that's not ergonomic, I'm doing the same thing. I'm holding it in the same space.
Right.
I feel like the closer I hold it down, and you guys know to make a triangle, right? So you have the most control when you do that. But if you saw me when I was, so I'm hoping maybe you can see this. Do you see the difference in the blacks there? Do you see how the black, I did like a little shiny detailed black on there. So the shiny part of the black I did in the middle here as well. You can't see it as much because I've outlined it in white.
Mm-hmm.
But the shinier black in the center, and I'll go back through the center with that shiny black. But I did use these brushes for that. Really the only thing that I use these brushes for are eyes and really small details like this.
Those are really cool colors too. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but it's
yeah,
awesome
I mean,
looking.
Some really, really good color in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what this could be, Curtis. I wonder what this is.
Looks pretty awesome, though.
I'll tell you. Curtis is getting a sneak peek, but he doesn't get to see the whole thing. The glossy black that I'm using, and I know I've got three or four of these colors, but it is the Vallejo model color. And it's called Gloss Black. I don't usually use Vallejo, but on the Gloss Black, I think it stands out and it looks really, really good.
That's the one that I use if I need Gloss Black. Either that or I'll mix just some Citadel Ard Coat with the So Flat Black.
Yeah. If I'm doing a matte black, I'm using So Flat. But when I do that shiny black, that I really want it to stand out as metallic, not a metallic, but like a shiny metal, then I'll use that Gloss Black. So that's what I've done here. And then the white I'm using is the So Flat Titanium White. Because there's not a white that's any better than that one. As long as it's not folk art. I guess my navy is craft smart instead of folk art. So there you go.
Haters as far as the eye can see.
You dropped 2 Arachagores off your desk.
Oh boy.
Oh, missed the brush. I said, I'm sorry. Artist Opus 00 is the one I'm using. Yeah, I like the way that Curtis's brushes rest on my hand when I'm pinching it further down as well, William. But when I'm doing like line work, this is the brush is sable. So I'm using a sable brush, and it keeps a point better for me for just doing, like I said, the really, really small details. So if I'm doing eyes or if I'm doing like these stripes here, I'm going to use the smallest sable detail brush that I've got. And I think I've got a 000, but this is the one I'm using today. Oh no, Jay. The tails took down paint with them. That is terrible. Trust me, I know. I don't know if you were in here whenever I spilled silver ink all over my computer, but it was a bad day, but I understand.
It made for an interesting episode, though.
Yes, it did.
But could you monetize it with the language?
I think it was mostly just nervousness.
Yeah, just Kevin, I spilled ink all over my computer, Kevin.
See, I thought you were just quoting Home Alone.
No,
That's exactly
my
what it
husband's
was.
name is Kevin. Oh, they were in the bottle. Okay, good. Well, at least they were in the bottle. No, when I tipped mine over, it paint, or I guess that was ink at the time. It was the silver alcohol ink. Yeah, it was bad. Alan, everybody is loving your head.
Hooray.
All right. Okay.
Snake Mountain is pretty flat as far as color goes, so just trying to put interest in all that purple. Brushes, I apologize. I'm not going to change anything, but I will apologize. Cleaned my brush so good that red is coming out of it, and I used that last week.
I think that means you didn't clean it very well last week.
Well, I'm cleaning it this week. I'm going to use a different type of paint, which isn't a paint. I don't even know what this stuff is, but I'm using it. It's solvent-based paint. I wonder how this will do. This could eat everything. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to go take this to a heat gun.
Hey, Steph.
Hey, Steph, how are you?
Yeah, absolutely. Pick up your brushes. Start painting.
It's a good time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All your friends are doing it. It'll make you feel good.
This is true.
Okay, now it's time for a super glue coat.
Thank you, Nikita. It's so much fun to work to have something to work on, to have the creative outlet. To make something look completely different than it has before. Hey, Steph. Yeah, it's good to see you too. And Heads Pack reveal was amazing. I am super excited about the engineer. I picked up 2 of the engineer packs. I wanted 2 of the engineers anyway, and I absolutely love that hair, that red hair, and that the faceplate.
Yeah.
That faceplate is amazing. So, yeah, I picked up a couple of those.
I mean, it's no Sentry, but it's pretty good.
Well, Kevin will get some too, but I've been. That's the 2 that I picked up almost immediately when they came out. I was so excited about those. But yeah, I cannot wait to get those. Now, I liked a lot of the other ones, but I picked up the engineer. VDog is asking if that head is from your 3D printer.
Yes, I printed them.
Okay.
I modified the sculpt and I printed them.
Yeah.
I have a resin. I have an Anycubic Mono X2, I think it is. I'd have to be doubly sure, but that's what I think it is. Okay.
Why is the episode not called Painting Conversations?
Yeah.
Because it's usually just Mod Squad Art Studio on Saturday mornings.
I was muted and I just said the same thing. I said, because it's Mod Squad.
It's usually Mod Squad Art Studio on Saturday mornings on Legion's Ladies Live.
if you're painting Mythic Legions figures, then you're modifying them.
Right.
Okay.
And on Wednesday nights, when Jeremy is not on, then we have an Art by Akerman Mod Squad Art Studio collab. And we sit around and paint. Curtis, what is that yellow you're using?
I'm mixing up some yellows trying to match the Sentry visor. So I've got the yellow oxide from So Flat mixed with bismuth Vandate yellow from So Flat, and now I'm adding in some green So Flat olive to try to get there. So, doing a little color matching.
Lol, I have been defeated by words. Mod Squad Art Studio.
And little tip, if you're ever trying to paint match something, like you can just find a spot that's not ever seen, like the underside of this visor, and you can just kind of paint some on it and get to the point where you know the colors look the way you want it to. So
yeah, it's the same thing I do when I try to match skin color as I paint the neck peg, the top of the neck peg.
Yep.
That's never going to be seen until I get it right.
I think that my troll needs some gums. Like, he's a rock monster, but I think he would still, he'd still have some teeth. It bothers me when things don't have gums, like around their teeth. I wish I remembered the rock monster in Neverending Story's name. Because for many years I would go, these hands. Just look at my hands.
I love you.
It was, someone mentioned it. That wasn't like a random thought. Someone mentioned the rock monster that he had gums in Neverending Story.
This is true.
Twizzler said rock biter.
Yes, it was Rockbiter. Thank you, Twizzler. I'm going to just pretend that you totally knew that and didn't Google it, which you probably could have. And Rockbiter would be a great troll custom, except he's too good of a good guy. Like, he even looks nice. And I only want bad guys. Heroes or zeros.
The opinion of the people on the show is not necessarily the opinion of everyone on the show.
I don't want to be good. I want to be evil.
Skeletor on the Christmas special.
That's right. Oh, late in the game to find a virgin, but that spot didn't get any paint at all.
Okay, so I'm gonna embiggen myself here and see if this shows up. But let's see. So I started over here with the yellow, and then added a little bit of the oxide, then added a little bit of the olive, and kept going until the very end here that you might not even be able to see, to where it is now matching the original. So once again, I don't think that's really showing up on there, but you can definitely see this part here where it's brighter. And then I
Yeah.
just kept going. I did like 5 different swatches until I got to this last one that's completely matching. So
I
That's
did that
awesome.
once, and by the time I got it right, my paint was dry. And I had to do it again. But the second time was easier. You know why?
why is that? Because you already knew what colors to use.
Because I cared less.
Well, that's one reason.
I was frustrated. I'm like, you know what? This is good enough. I'm just gonna paint that other bit this same color. That's what I should have done. Yeah, gums make the monster. Look at that. So much better.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go on top of that with some red, I think. But that dividing of black, I think, and it's not black. It's a blurple black. But
Very cool.
I hope you believe me when I say he looks better in person.
It's really hard on these cameras to show the detail for sure.
I have a wet palette. My wife got me one for Christmas, and
Nice.
it's over here in a box.
Not nice.
Right. It's useless because I'm not using it, but I have one.
Someday.
I have mine.
Also clean.
No, it's got a little bit of. I cleaned it right before we started, and so it's
Okay.
got my paint that I'm using tonight on it.
I'll post some photos of this head on my Instagram after. And I'm just Vine Jungle on Instagram too.
Once you get done with that cracking, I'm probably gonna end up having to steal the recipe from you.
Cool. Dude,
that's looking really good.
using the mosasaur makes my life easy.
Oh yeah.
And it's got playability, you know.
Yeah. I didn't even know that thing existed until last week.
It comes in 2 flavors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, large and extra large.
I'm assuming the one that you were using is the extra large.
No, just large.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I'll show you the difference. It's crazy. Okay. Going from gums straight to gingivitis.
The gum disease known as gingivitis.
But now the gums are a little more subtle. A little.
Yeah.
With the red on there. Okay. Now, one mosasaur is apart, so I'll have to just show you it. You have to imagine it with its head on.
Steph is saying that the color combo that you did on that head, Alan, is the exact match to recent Glyos drop called the Mangalores, which also matched Onel design Infinite Faden. I would imagine, if I had to guess, that they were probably inspired by some of the same stuff with Snake Mountain and stuff like that. So
Well,
wouldn't surprise me.
so the Mangalore was a toy that came out in the 80s, right? And it was very short-lived. So this is a mosasaur, Curtis.
Oh, okay. This is
This
the
is
large.
extra large.
Oh,
Extra
that's
large.
the extra large. Okay.
Yeah, and up here, let me move his torso off of it. It's just sitting there. This is the large. It's a large mosasaur, but it's not extra
Oh no.
large.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
It's like a baby you're holding.
it's a boy. Yeah. Look at that. And it's got chomps. It'll eat a whole Motu figure, and then you could pull the Motu figure out of his belly hat.
That's amazing.
Which, by the way, I used to alligator wrestle when I lived in Orlando at Gatorland. And
Yeah.
to find out if an alligator is a boy or a girl, you got to stick your finger in their cloaca, and that's where you feel which one it is.
I think I'll just take their word for it.
Yeah, well, they don't tell you. But anyway, so this is the head from this guy, and this is the head that I took off of that troll.
Oh yeah, that's a little different. The big one
But
could eat the smaller one.
This is going to go on another troll.
Ah,
Think about how cool that's going to be.
that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put my mosasaur back. Which eventually I'm going to make a saddle for Merman to ride that mosasaur.
Well, of course. Why not?
So, Curtis,
Mm-hmm.
this is my Calibus from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, nice.
I made a Motu.
From Clash of the Titans, you mean?
Yeah, from Clash of Titans. Did I say Lord of the Rings?
You did.
Okay, minus 10 points from Hufflepuff.
I knew what you meant.
Good. And yeah, this was before I had a 3D printer, so I hand sculpted that head.
Wow.
what him was. And then I wanted to show this figure was the four-armed guy that I made with the same head.
Oh, nice, with the Mercurian head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice.
Okay, you guys get put away. Okay. Oh, anyway, I was talking about Manglores. In the 80s, Manglord was a toy that came out, right? And he looked kind of like Swamp Thing, and he was those colors.
Mhm.
And his gimmick was if you ripped his arm off, you could put it back on. And
That's
so he was
awesome.
almost like a bendy fig, but it never worked. So thousands of kids got this guy for Christmas, ripped his arm off, and then went back to the toy store and said, "This is crap." So the toy only lasted like 6 months on the shelf, and then it was gone. So they're pretty collectible now, especially if you have one in one piece. But there was Manglord, and he had like a slime pit set that he was in, and there was a pterodactyl with him. And Nacelle bought the Manglord license, I bet for cheap, and they're
Uh-huh.
making Manglords as part of their Nacelliverse or whatever it is.
Nice.
My heart says to lighten up the teeth. My brain says don't do it. Yeah, it'll be fine. They're fine as they are. Because they're supposed to be rocks like him. I did make them plenty light. And now I've got to refine those eyes.
So your brain won
My brain won.
this round.
Yeah. If it involved money, it wouldn't have, but this is just paint. I'll say the SoFlats are the best at making a snot bubble across the opening.
Okay.
Of all the paints that I've used, they snot bubble the most.
Out of all the criteria that I use for paints, I don't know that that's one that's ever fit in there.
I mean, that's got to be a viscosity indicator, right?
Oh yeah, I would imagine so.
I also have to resist the urge to give him wingtip eyeliner, which I do on many, many figures. It just makes them look better. I know. A little cat eye. Da, 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 da. Oh, when I lived in Orlando, so everybody who like lives in Orlando and does one theme park also works at 10 other theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
At night they work at Capone's, dinner theater, dinner and a show, or Arabian Nights, or Pirates Dinner Adventure, and mine was Gatorland and Skull Kingdom. Those were kind of, and I did Universal for a bunch too. I was a stilt walker there.
Wow. That has to be difficult.
No. It's like walking. I bet walking in heels is way harder.
Really?
Yeah, because at least my foot's straight.
Mhm.
In heels, you're kind of canted at an angle. But yeah, stilt walking is not difficult. I teach a lot of stilt walking. The reason my other channel is called Stilt B Studios is because I made a lot of stilt costumes. So I used to do a bunch.
V-Dog is wondering what's the best way to get a hold of you if they have questions and want to contact you.
You can message me on Instagram. It's Vine Jungle Figure Factory on Instagram. Or on Facebook, I'm Alan Hops, but I don't see that as much because it's Facebook. And other people post their opinions and beliefs on there, and I don't need to see all that.
And then William said, Alan, have you built life-size characters for your haunted attractions?
Yes, that's my main gig is making this. Boy, one of the consistent jokes is the best way to make a small fortune in haunted houses is to start with a large fortune. So most of your haunts or haunt people, they have a service they provide to other haunted houses along with running their own haunt.
Mhm.
And I make monsters and masks and costumes for others. I have a whole YouTube channel called Stilt B Studios that I do that on. I've had that channel for about 15 years, back when YouTube was fresh.
Did I see you're getting ready to start doing some more stuff on that channel soon?
Yeah, I kind of fell off the wagon, I had a year where I didn't do anything and it made a bunch of money. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I should really reinvest in this. And then I spent that year, I made a video every single week for that year. And it made the exact same amount of money as the year I did nothing. So I'm like, you know what? This can sit for a bit. But I have a massive library of work.
Right.
So, I'll get that, 15,000 views a month or so from just that library and people looking up how to do stuff.
G said, Curtis, you're inspiring me to paint my cosmic wolf head.
Thanks. Just playing around, having some fun.
Is that like a space wolf head, Curtis?
Yes, it is.
That's cool.
It's like a wolf helmet, like space helmet.
Okay, I hit the eyes again. I think those pop a lot better.
Oh yeah, that looks nice.
Two beauteous coats. The original is really cross-eyed, and I'm not going to do that to him. But
good night, Nikita. Thanks for stopping in.
Yep. Have a good one.
Bye. I put Stiltby Studios in the chat because someone was asking, and apparently I did it twice. Wait, you have two chats going, right?
We
Yep.
do.
Okay, that's why.
Yep. Yeah, we're live on the Legion's Ladies channel as well as on the Art by Akerman channel.
Okay. So do people see me post twice, or only I see me post twice?
They will see you if you're posting like through StreamYard here. It'll show up on both channels once. So depending on which channel they're on, they're gonna see it on both channels.
Okay, I need to go see if I'm subscribed to Legion's Ladies. I should be. I like all these people. But in the beginning, like, I was very new to this community, and I didn't know if it was like no boys allowed. Like, I had no idea. Now it seems like there are some boys allowed, so I will go and do that. There's also
there's a breakdown on there. Tanya, you want to give the breakdown on which parts are allowed for boys and which ones aren't?
So the only thing that has no guys is in the Facebook group. There is a actual Legions Ladies Facebook group, but anything that has Legions Ladies Live or the Legions Ladies on Instagram, all of that is for everybody. The
Okay.
only thing that is women only, there is a women's only Legions Ladies Facebook group.
Okay.
But everything else is, everybody can go look at.
But there's also a Legion's Ladies live Facebook group, and that one's okay.
That one's okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There is also a Legion Daddies group. And
Yes,
Legend Daddies, yes.
The cover picture of that was a bunch of dudes in leather. And I'm like, I don't think I want to join this group either. So I don't think I am a member because I was scared the first time that I saw it.
I'm scared too.
It started out because Sean Scavarna and Matthew Deutsch were doing a Motu show called Legends of Grayskull. And so they had started a Facebook group called the Legendati, where we were kind of posting anything that was going on our shows, whether it was Legends of Grayskull, Off-World, Shooting the Shelf, we would post in that group. And then somebody at one point joked that Legendati sounds like Legend Daddy, and we changed it. And I didn't realize that when you change it, you can't change it to something else for 30 days. So it stuck for 30 days, and then we just never changed it again.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was the first Legion's Con I went to was 2 years ago. And someone pointed Jesse out to me of like how to get involved in a group or whatever. And he sent me to that group. And I kind of gave him the side eye, like, I don't think I'm asking for the same thing you're asking for.
Yeah, that's how we filter out the people that are a little skittish.
Works.
Yeah.
Good night, MJ.
Good night, MJ.
If you can't take us at our leather biker gear, you don't deserve us at our best.
I will be undeserving. In Dallas, we have a one of the largest fundraisers for AIDS and AIDS research, and it's like a weekend in Dallas, and there's always massive parties. And there's a group called the Dallas Bears, and they always throw a ball on Friday night. And my company, Dark Hour, we do the decor for it. So that is That's my dose of leather and so that's for the year. I get my dose for the year during that build and install, and I'm good.
Well, if you ever feel like that's not enough, come join us over on Facebook.
Thanks.
William, the place for wives and girlfriends of Legion's collectors is also Legion's ladies. Trust me. There's a lot of ladies in there that have boyfriends and husbands that collect and they don't.
And so for the past 2 years, I've gone to Legion's Con, and my wife and I have walked in, and we normally walk in right where it's kind of like in front of where your table normally is, Curtis, like those doors. And the Legion ladies have always greeted my wife and been very nice, and really, really good community building you guys have going on, for sure.
And that's me who greets her.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, they're like a cult. They're always trying to pull in new females. So
Yeah, like look at that quality snot bubble, Curtis. Like I'm like most paints don't do that.
yeah, that's a big one.
So, Alan, is your wife the beautiful brunette?
My wife is the prettiest girl in the room. Yes. Tall.
Tall?
Yes.
And one time I guess she was wearing like a sports coat or something. Maybe.
I think I wear a Beastman jersey at least one day there. But
Yeah,
I don't think she has worn a jersey.
No. I think I know who your wife is. I think she was surprised that I remembered her this year.
She was.
Okay, yeah. I know who your wife is.
And she consistently talks about how welcoming you are.
She is so kind.
She is starting to get into beekeeping. So
neat.
we want to do everything together. But I don't think she really wants to work on action figures, and I don't really want to mess with bees.
Well, I can tell you that when I came to the Trans World show, she was practically giddy to show me your probing aliens.
Yeah, we got some aliens. Hey, that's my wife. She's on. She had on a blazer. Oh, you meant like sports jacket. Yeah. And I'm thinking like sports starter jacket.
No, like a blazer, like a sports jacket. Yeah, I remember you, Shannon. Yes. Yeah. I remember.
That's my wife.
She was so surprised that I remember her that second year. She's like, I can't believe you remembered me.
Now, does this mean we have to stop talking about the trolls you've bought, Alan?
Curtis? What are you doing? Can I mute him? Well, so with our business, we do conventions. And I'll work like 4 15-hour days in a row right before the show. And I roll into the show and I'm the most tired I've ever been. And I'm going to meet thousands of people. And to remember their name is a Herculean effort. And maybe not name, but even just to remember all the people is tough. And so she really appreciates and understands what it's like to be at a show and remember someone. And that means a lot because we work big trade shows all the time. And we meet a lot of crowds. And because we have that popular YouTube channel and we're kind of known in the industry, a lot more people know us than we know them, unfortunately. And so I think it came from a place of genuine appreciation that you remembered and welcomed her so much.
But Tanya also tries to bring in new ladies to the Legion's ladies as if she's getting paid for each one that she brings in. So she's got to keep, if they don't join, she's got to keep them in the top of her mind so that when she sees them again, she can ask them again. Have you joined yet? No, you really should.
We just want to make the ladies known that we are there and we appreciate them and we appreciate that they are supportive of their husbands even if they don't collect. But that there's a group of us that do collect or that do support, and if they need support or just want a place on Facebook that is not filled with a bunch of guys, then there's a place they can go.
Yeah, I can't stand those guys.
Because a lot of times ladies won't talk to men about stuff, but they will about to ladies, And there's a lot of people out there that, that's a deterrent or whatever. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Shannon, I remember you, and I'll remember you next year when you come back to.
Okay.
I was happy that you guys were able to make it. Weren't you guys didn't think you weren't going to make it at one point?
Yes. There's an industry event that same weekend every year called Legendary Haunt Tour. And it's a different haunted house somewhere in the country is open that normally it's second weekend in November. And haunters from around the country will go because we don't get to see any shows because we're all open at the same time,
Right.
But we ditched it to go to Legion's Con.
Nice.
You made the right choice.
Normally we're bus captains, so of the tours that they have, they'll go to 4 or 5 different haunts. And my job is to talk about the haunted houses and make sure everybody's on the bus and whatnot. And someone else can do it, and they can do a great job. There's only so many weekends in a year. I needed a couple for me.
Yep.
Me and the wife. I will take her everywhere. And we sneak in some bird watching because we're nerds.
That's cool. You should talk to Dennis Derby. He's a big bird watcher.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm getting close to saying this.
Oh, man, you made a lot of progress.
This is cooked.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Let me embrighten him.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I'm really liking that.
Oh, that is very nice.
Thank you. I wonder if his horns should be different. They're very glossy and shiny because I used like a glitter spray paint that I painted on. But I'm wondering if it's the wrong color, and they should be an emerald green or something would be cool. But he's going to have those amethyst crystals on his back.
Look pretty cool to me.
I might give the horns like a black wash and darken them up.
Yeah, William, we're looking forward to seeing you at MuskeeCon too.
Heck yeah. Love some Mesquite.
What I need to get better at Legion's Con is like going out to dinner with people and stuff, because it's so unique to be at a show that I'm not vending, I'm not teaching, and our instinct is just turtle up in our room as soon as we're done on the show floor.
Yeah.
Because I'm trained from other shows, you know. And I want this Legion's Con and, you know, I want to go out to dinner with people more, go to a restaurant, you know, and just be able to sit and talk. Those are some of the coolest moments, and I'm kind of robbing myself of them.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really like Mesquite because for all intents and purposes at Legion's Con, I'm working, right? Like from
I get it.
Thursday till Sunday, I'm hitting every single event. I'm trying to support everybody there, and you know, it's running and gunning from Thursday to Sunday. And at Mesquite Con, I can just kind of relax and hang out and, you know, enjoy my time with folks. And yeah. So I totally get where you're coming from.
Oh, I think I'm going to try something stupid.
Though I did get a couple nice meals at Legion's Con this year. I got one on the first day there, and then had a nice meal with Tanya and Kevin one of the nights. We were supposed to have with the Orkins and the Evanses too, but the lady wouldn't put us all together at one table because somehow something with the server, there wasn't enough servers to put us all at one table, but then they put us at two tables and served the same amount of people. So I don't know how that works.
They just had to run a little more.
Yeah.
That way. Okay.
I would think it would actually be easier on them if we were all at one table. But what do I know?
I have resin tint, and I'm putting this resin tint, blue and red, to make the purple into super glue, like a real thin super glue. And I'm wondering if I can make like this nice purple hardening glaze. Or will it just beat up immediately? And it has blobbed up immediately, and I have made blurple snot. Okay, so super glue. What is that base? What is super glue based? It's obviously a solvent. And this is a water-based resin, so that's why that cured so fast.
Yeah, you're going over my head.
I need a solvent-based color. Have some of this solvent airbrush paint. That covers my red. And I'm going to grab some blue spray paint, because spray paint is alcohol-based. And I'll spray some of that in here.
All right.
I was mostly talking to myself, but thank you for listening.
Absolutely. Tony Figs is here. What's up, Tony?
This brush is dead. These are solvent and super glue. Hello, Tony's Figs. Oh. Birdman. Just so you know, Curtis, I'm not using any of your brushes to paint with super glue.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, this brush is a board now. Okay. Oh.
Probably start wrapping up here in about 8 minutes.
Curtis, I'm going to agree with Alan. I've never used one of your brushes with super glue.
I appreciate that.
I think with me there was a risk, but I didn't do it. I have these nice cheapy brushes that I buy by the 100.
I can't say that I've ever used any paintbrush with super glue. But probably the thing that I tear brushes up the most with that I don't use my brushes on is the liquid green stuff.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That one gets a crappy brush.
I watch a lot of miniature painting stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one called Grimdark, and they do super glue as a protectant between layers, so they can go from alcohol ink to water-based paints, back and forth, and it looks really cool. Every cool thing that I do, I'm just copying someone else.
I think that goes for everybody. Not many or any of us learn in a vacuum.
Wow, this super glue hardens immediately. This brush, it's a rock, man. Second brush, same as the first. I've got to hold it a little further from my head because there are fumes involved.
You don't want to get high unless you do.
Yeah, not especially. I can't imagine huffing. That doesn't sound like fun. And every time I buy spray paint, they want ID. Okay, so I have super glue glazed the horns, except for that bit that the camera just showed me.
Don't you hate that?
I want this to spread better, right? So my instinct is to put my finger on it. But it is still super glue. Okay. Yeah, I think that gives them a little bit of darkening. I think that's good.
Yeah, that looks good.
And I'll hit them with 5-minute epoxy to, make the eyes look wet and make the horns look shiny. I like that. I'm pretty happy with him. I think I need to paint inside of his mouth. Give some anatomy hints inside of there. Whoa. My super glue is kind of catching fire.
Whoops.
See the bubbling?
That's crazy.
And now it's hard plastic. That's super glue. Wow. Okay. Probably shouldn't have done that. Neat. Freaks, where are you based out of? You got a blizzard going on? Gotcha.
Whew. Oh,
Yeah.
so much details.
Curtis, how
All
late are we
right.
going tonight?
I'm getting ready to close up shop here.
Okay.
All right. Let me begin myself first. Okay, so worked on the dire haggis. So I think I've pretty much got him where I do want to put like a wash on the teeth, just so they're not so white, and then I'll have to gloss the eyes and clear coat and everything. But for the most part, that's done. Same thing with the little guy.
Did you use a reference for that, Curtis?
I just used this picture I found of a warthog.
Okay.
So always use some sort of reference. I don't know what a haggis is supposed to look like, so I just found a cool, colorful warthog and use that. And then here is a cosmic helmet that I was working on using that folk art medium gray. And if I put this next to the Sentry, yep, Eric Miller is correct. This is a perfect match for that. So
That's great.
yeah. So still need to clear coat it, gloss the eyes, and all that kind of stuff. But otherwise, this is pretty much done. And I think that's it for me for today. So let
Do
me
you have a
smell my.
backstory for him in mind, or does he just have a cooler head than others?
No, I just wanted to test this folk art paint that I had
Got
picked
it.
up just to see how it was to work with. And I would say it definitely needs thinned. It doesn't have the same kind of coverage as like a better paint, and it's not as easy to work with. So takes a little bit of work, but as far as color, the color match is spot on. So all right, Tanya, we'll go to you next.
Okay, I am doing the details. So again, this is my Mercurian. I was making the part of the black a little bit more shiny. That's going to stay black. And then doing the details in white. The other parts will probably change color very quickly. But yeah, details are coming through. And then it's just cleaning up and painting the rest of it.
Why am I going last? Y'all are good at this.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that was all of that I wanted to get done tonight. I've got more to do, but I was really wanting to get those details done tonight.
Awesome. Well, it looks great. And then Alan
I
to
painted this rock purple.
looks awesome,
That was
Alan.
very cool.
This gives me hope for how the whole guy will turn out, I will say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll do some 5-minute epoxy and make him glossy in the eyes and teeth and horns, probably.
Very cool.
Oh, for a second there, it even had focus. And it doesn't look terribly much like Gonzo, which is, I always thought that Snake Mountain monster on the front of it looked like Gonzo.
All right.
Once I've told you that and you go back and look, you won't unsee it.
You're probably right. So that'll do it for tonight. We will be back Saturday for another Mod Squad. And then next time that Jeremy is off on a Wednesday, we'll be back on a Wednesday to do that. So anything else that you want to promote coming up this week, Tanya?
Yep. The show tomorrow, we are going to have Jason Bienvenue.
Yep. Nailed it.
From Spiro Toys AWOC. He is going to be on the show tomorrow night. We are super excited to have him on. His Kickstarter hopefully will be shipping before long, but we are definitely going to talk to him about that series too. And yeah, what's going on with that. And we look forward to catching up with him and learning more about him.
Those are the bigger ones, the brute
The
scale
brawler.
type ones.
Brawler.
Yeah, brawler ones. Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. So
yeah, I want that dog with the cigar.
Yes, everybody wants that dog with the cigar. It's a bulldog. It's one of the very few bulldogs that has no ornamentation and is not a pit bull. And I need that head for a custom, not the one with the cigar. So I just need the regular bulldog head for a custom. So I am super excited about having that in hand.
Well, if you need an extra one, I'm definitely using the cigar head, so I will have an extra of the regular.
Yeah.
I'm excited about turning one of them into Beastman.
That does not surprise me one bit.
They got a good shape for it.
That's good. All right. And I will be back on Friday with Mail Call, Friday night on Offworld. And I will be working on, where did he go? I will be working on the skate back here this week. So I've already taken him out of the box. And tomorrow, I didn't want to start exploding him while I needed to use my table to paint tonight. But tomorrow, this guy will be getting exploded. So it'll take me, a day or two to film it and edit it. But hopefully by the end of the week, I'll have this guy up. So
that is like the most dangerous artichoke.
Rah, rah, rah.
I can't wait to see the exploded of that one. That's going to be awesome.
Yep. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Alan and Tanya, thanks for hanging out with me. And until next time, folks, keep creating.